Apple's new M4 MacBook Air is finally here, and holy smokes, did they just make this the best value MacBook ever, maybe even the best value laptop ever, with a bunch of feature upgrades that we're gonna test in this video, everything from speakers to performance, SSD speed, thermal throttling, but low key, the one thing I'm actually really excited about is the new sky blue color. As you can see, I wore kind of a light blue, just, you know, to get the vibes right. All right, I'm excited for this, guys. Let's take this thing out and, hey, it is actually blue. People said this is basically silver. Look at this. I think I just fell in love with this color, holy moly. They even included a sky blue MagSafe connector. Oh, this is nice. Did you know that Apple hasn't done a colorful MacBook or laptop since, I think, 1999 with the iBook G3, which is just insane. This looks beautiful. Let's pull out the silver just to show you guys. Okay, yeah, this is flippin' blue. Look at that difference. No longer barely blue that people said. And of course we have our M3 MacBook Air we're comparing it to in this video. Here's a difference between the midnight and the sky blue. You could probably see all those fingerprints that just never go away. We try to clean it. With this, because of light color, no fingerprints still. Nice. And now let's actually get into some testing. And the first thing I noticed is this right here. As you can see, the hinge on the M4 goes back a little bit further. Like, I can fit my pinky in between the space. That's actually one difference Apple didn't tell you, but everything else about the design is pretty much the same, identical, other than this little change in the mute button. It has this little slash through. But of course, no biggie. The big deal is actually the value. Apple dropped the price of the M4 Air to $999 while doubling the storage and giving you some other features, as we'll talk about, like the webcam. But check this out right here on Amazon. If you use our link down in the description and pinned comment below, you can get it for $950 with $50 off at checkout on Amazon. Or of course, you can get the M3 Air, the one with 16 gigs, for $850. So is it worth spending $100 more to get the new model? Let's find out. First things first, our famous speaker test. Let's see if Apple fine-tuned any software or anything else. Wait a second, are you guys hearing what I'm hearing? For some reason, it sounds like there's more mids and bass on the M4 Air. Honestly, I was not expecting any difference at all, but it does sound like Apple did slightly upgrade them. Another thing that's new is that Apple upgraded the webcam up to a 12 megapixel center stage, which you can see it's on right now. So if I kind of move around, it uses an ultra wide and crops in to kind of catch my face. Whereas this one, it stays the same. You can't see me because it's just a regular webcam facing up. But now watch Max comes into frame and it catches him as well. So it's gonna try to get both of us, which is pretty cool if you're doing like FaceTime with, let's say, your kids or somebody behind you. It's a nice little upgrade. And now let's jump into performance testing. The first thing I wanna do is an SSD speed test. So this is Blackmagic disk speed test. Looks like we're right around the same, write speed exactly the same. Both 256 gig SSDs. And look at that, the read speed is basically identical within a margin of error, so no differences in actual SSDs. Now jumping into CPU performance, we have Geekbench 6 opened up right here. As you can see, we have the M3 chip that's clocked in at 4.05, going all the way up to the M4 chip 4.41, so they've definitely upclocked the performance. You also see the difference in RAM. 8 gigs versus 16. This is of course before Apple made that free 16 gig upgrade, so we're gonna see some differences there, but let's get started. And holy smokes, guys, take a look at that single core, 3752 compared to 3109. That's 21% faster. That's partially because the M4 chip is now using ARMv9 architecture with the new SME support, so it does a lot better. This is also basically the fastest CPU for single core in the world, beating out the best from all the other competition. And take a look at the multi-core, almost 15,000 points. That's about 23% better than the M3. Keep in mind that this score is insane. the M3 Pro unbinned that you had to upgrade for 200 bucks scored around this high. You're now getting that performance for $999 or $950 using our Amazon link. And that score is partially because Apple finally upgraded from an 8-core that they've been using for the M1, M2, M3 up to a 10-core CPU with this new M4. And now let's move on to the graphics. Of course, we have 8 cores on both because these are both the binned base models. Let's go ahead and test metal. We got the score, and this of course isn't as big of a difference. We have the same exact 8 cores. It's about 12.5% faster, so it's actually not bad, seeing as you're not growing in cores, which sometimes Apple does that to try to kind of make it look better than it is, but here you go, not bad. That single core is very impressive, but how much does that actually change in terms of your day-to-day use? Let's test Speedometer 3.0. This is a web browsing benchmark just to see how snappy it is. Interesting, it's not that big of a difference, about 11% faster. By the way, this is like the fastest speedometer test we've seen on like any computer ever, destroying every Windows machine out there. And there's also gonna be a difference in terms of web apps with single core performance. Like we have Web Design with Figma. This is a project from 500 Designs, one of the best studios out in Cali. So the first test is to basically zoom in really close and see how long it takes. Okay, it took like a second or so to kind of get high quality. Let's do the same thing on the M4. Hey, dude, that was like instant. That time I didn't even see it low quality. Not bad. But the main test that we do with Figma is actually grabbing a bunch of these pages like this. We have 12 layers, and I'm just gonna export and see which one's faster. All right, they're done, and it's not that big of a difference. It took 1:38 on the M3 Air and 1:30 seconds on the M4 Air. So you're saving about 8 seconds for this, so Now jumping back over to graphics, this is 3D Mark's Steel Nomad Lite. We're gonna run this test. It basically just shows you kind of the realistic gaming performance that you might expect. This test is finished, and it looks like we're about 13% faster with the M4 chip, same 8-core GPU. Yeah, it's a little bit faster, no biggie. Now, in terms of programming in Xcode, there actually is a little bit of a better difference here. The M3 Air takes about 184 seconds compared to the M4 takes 142. So that's actually a nice upgrade if you're considering getting this for programming work, especially since it comes with 16 gigs of RAM. And now finally, let's get into the most important performance test for the MacBook Air, the one I've been waiting on this entire time, Cinebench 2024. We're gonna do the 10-minute stress test, which is gonna put a lot of stress on this chassis because we have the powerful M4 chip and no fans. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, now taking a look here, looks like we're peaking out about 4 gigahertz right there. So all core, it goes up to 4 gigs, doesn't hit the 4.4. This one looks like 3.6. It got limited to, holy smokes, already 107 degrees on the M4. This one took a little bit longer, 108 degrees right there. I have a feeling it's about to go down in terms of clock speed. Holy moly, no way. The M4 is going down faster than the M3. It's already 3.1 P-core compared to 3.3. So yes, it is thermal throttling faster than the old M3 MacBook Air. It's under 3 right there. And wait a minute, I saw the peak power package go up to almost 25 watts compared to this hitting 20, but they're basically almost the same package power. Right now, the M3 is giving us more power. What in the world? And this too, the E-cores, 2.5 gigahertz, 2.75. The M3 is holding up better in terms of P-core and E-core clock speed. That's probably because we have 6 E-cores compared to 4, which is why they're clocking down on this one, because they're getting pretty hot. So that makes sense, but in terms of the progress, it's very clear the M4 is ahead compared to the M3. So with that said, let's just wait a few more minutes, let them heat up, and then we'll test the thermals. It's been about 8 minutes, and these things are getting hot. You can see the package temp below 10 on both. The M4 is actually running lower in terms of the wattage, in terms of the P and E core. It's crazy. The temp is at 92 degrees Celsius compared to 96, which means that it's the chassis that is throttling it because the chassis is too hot. So let's take a look on the M3. Look at that. We have the hottest temp of 43.8 degrees Celsius. Yes, that means it's basically throttling. And over on the M4, look at that, 44.4 maximum temp, 44.6. Dang, so it is a little bit hotter on the M4 versus the M3. What this basically means is that the MacBook Air would have been performing better and giving us more wattage if it had a fan to keep the chassis cool. It's not the chip. The chip went down to 91, 92 degrees Celsius, whereas the max is like 107. If we had a fan, it'd be able to stay at 107, just pushing tons of power. But look, we're only at 8.6 watts, where we hit almost 25 watts peak. So the chip is limited by the overheated chassis. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna get a cooling pad with a fan, stick this on there to see if the cooling pad can keep it cool enough to push a lot more performance to the M4 chip, and we're gonna see how much more you can gain. So if you're not already, definitely subscribe above because we have that video and a lot of Mac Studio content and more coming soon. All right, we got our scores, and guys, this is both impressive and kind of a disappointment. First of all, we have 542 for the M3 MacBook Air, 702 for the M4. That's 30% faster, which is actually very impressive considering that this is a faster chip, still throttled, it throttled actually quicker. But one thing you might not realize, I just pulled up the M3 MacBook Pro versus M4 MacBook Pro comparison we did. This M4 Air for $999 performs better than the M3 MacBook Pro with a fan that scored 651. And believe it or not, that MacBook Pro was $1,600 and it came with 8 gigs of RAM, so it was $1,800 if you wanted 16 gigs. This $999 MacBook Air is now faster without a fan. But then the downside is that if you go for the M4 MacBook Pro, you get 955 points, which is 36% higher than what this M4 Air scored. That is a big difference, and that is a lot of thermal throttling. Whereas with the M3, you get 20% faster performance if you get the fan-powered M3 MacBook Pro. But dang, 36% faster if you get the Pro version with the M4 chip. That means that we can unlock a good amount of performance with using something like this, a 3D printed thermal pad material with a fan on the back. Subscribe right now if you want to see us test it. And now let's get into some photo editing with Lightroom Classic. I have a project open up here with 542 megapixel raw photos, and we are gonna do an export test. I got the same settings on right here. I have a sharpen screen standard. Everything looks good. Export. All right, guys, it's almost halfway done on the M4, and I'm seeing something really weird. The CPU temp is down to 79 degrees, 73 degrees on the M3, 83 degrees on the M4, which is a good sign. It's running a little bit hotter, but we're getting some really weird throttling. So let me check if it's the chassis. Well, no, look at that. The max temp is what, 37 degrees? So it's not chassis throttling anymore. 42, it's running hotter, but still not chassis. We would like to see about 44, 45 to see some actual chassis throttling. So what is it? Well, maybe it's the RAM because this test is very RAM heavy. And looking at the RAM, you can see we have on the M3 only 8 gigs, 1.25 gigs of swap, so it's definitely RAM limited. But here on the M4, it's using about 12.7 gigs, no swap being used. And the weird thing is that if you look at the GPU history, it's not maxed out. Same thing for the M3, it's not maxed out. CPU, look at that. Nowhere near maxed out on the CPU. Nowhere near maxed out here either, even though the efficiency cores are going crazy, but still the P cores are barely being used. So there's some kind of limitation going on here. I almost feel like it's memory bandwidth, but I'm not sure. But this right here is a really, really cool discovery. Check this out. With the M3 chip, you have 4 efficiency cores, 4 performance, and it has it kind of balanced usage across all of them. But look at the M4. all 6 E cores are like fully maxed out and 4 P cores are barely being used, that means you're gonna get better battery life on the M4 with better performance. That's awesome. Whew, it's finally done. It took forever, but there's a huge difference here with 500 photos. The M4 took 15 minutes and 58 seconds. That is quite a bit, but the M3 Air, 24 minutes and 51 seconds. That's almost 9 minutes longer to do this test. So yeah, that's a quite big upgrade. And it's cheaper, $9.99. And now for you 3D renderers out there, we're gonna do some Blender rendering. This is the Party Tug project. We're doing cycles, GPU. Let's go ahead and render. Of course, both of these have ray tracing support, which is supported here, so we might not see that big of a difference, but let's see. And we got our results. Looks like we have 2 minutes, 11 seconds on the M3 Air, 1 minute and 48 on the M4 Air. So yes, it's a little bit faster, but still, if you're gonna be doing Blender 3D rendering, you probably wanna go with at least the M4 Pro. I mean, that thing was blazing fast. That was like, I'm pretty sure under a minute for this same test. So definitely don't go with an Air if you're doing Blender. And now let's get into Final Cut Pro with some video editing. Of course, you're not gonna do anything crazy on a MacBook Air, but let's do the most common thing that people do. This is 4K HEVC footage. I'm gonna go ahead and just play it back. As you can see, 24 FPS footage, perfectly smooth, even with our film grain, our 2 LUTs, nice and smooth on both machines. So let's go ahead and do an export test. And let's go ahead and export. Now, I do want to mention that this is actually the first time that Apple has upgraded the encoders on the M series chip. The M1, M2, M3 had the same speed encoders. We actually have a little bit faster, so this will be interesting. The test is almost finished, and one thing I do want to point out is that it's encoder limited, so the CPU, the chip, is not being pushed to the limits. There's no way you can make it faster with more graphics performance. It's all about the encoders. All right, it is finished, and yes, the encoders are faster. We have 2 minutes on the M4 Air, 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the M3. Of course, that doesn't sound like a big difference, 15 seconds, but this is only a 5-minute timeline. So if you had, let's say, a 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute project, that time would stack up and you'd be saving a lot with the M4 Air. So with all of that said and tested, should you go for the $999 M4 MacBook Air, by the way, $950 using our link below, or should you go with the M3 Air and save a little bit of money? Well, honestly, go for the M4 based on everything that we have tested. And basically every single test, the M4 was quite a lot faster, including some that were really fast, like Xcode, especially photo editing. There is a lot of performance with this M4 chip. Plus, you gotta consider $999 for the M4 chip, 16 gigs of RAM, the modernized design. That is basically the best value laptop ever, and we no longer feel bad recommending the base model because now the base gets everything you need, including 16 gigs, and when it goes on sale, it'll be an even better deal. So we're gonna recommend this to a lot of people. It's basically just a killer value, and it's the first time where it's just a complete package with no downsides, no drawbacks. Apple really killed it. I also like this sky blue color. So with that said, just get the new M4. You're gonna have better resale value, better software support. It's gonna work for years completely fine. So that's my recommendation to you guys. Let me know your thoughts and questions down below. And if you want to see how this M4 Air compares to the original M1 MacBook Air, which I know a lot of you guys out there still have, and you might be considering upgrading to the new M4 Air, definitely subscribe above so you don't miss out, and definitely check out some of those videos right there. This has been Vadim with Max Tech. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.